Freckle Juice. Chapter 3. Andrew ran all the way home. Then he remembered he had to go to Mrs. Burrow's house to get the key. The secret recipe for Freckle Juice was folded carefully in the bottom of Andrew's shoe. He was going to put it inside his sock, but he was afraid his foot got sweaty and the ink might blur and he wouldn't be able to read it. So inside the shoe was safe enough. Even if it was windy, nothing could happen to it there. He made up his mind not to read it until he got home. He didn't want to waste any time getting there, and he wasn't the world's fastest reader anyway, even though he'd gotten better since last fall. Still, there might be some hard words that would take for a while to figure out. Andrew pressed Mrs. Burrow's doorbell. "Hello, Andrew," she said when she opened the door. "You're home from school early." "I ran all the way," Andrew panted. "How about some milk and cookies?" Mrs. Burrow asked. No, thank you. I just want the key." "Well, come in, Andrew. Your mother's in the living room." Andrew followed Mrs. Burrows. His mother was dealing for piles of cards. "Hi, Mom. I came for the key." "Manners, Andrew. Manners. Don't you say hello to all the ladies?" Mrs. Marcus asked. "Oh, hello," Andrew said. Mrs. Marcus reached for her purse. She opened it and gave Andrew the key. "Change your clothes and play outside. I'll be home by 4 o'clock." That only gave him an hour. He hoped the recipe didn't say to cook anything. He wasn't allowed to turn on the stove or the oven. Andrew dashed to his house, locked the front door, and took off his shoes as soon as he was inside. He pulled out the secret recipe and sat down on the floor to read it. It said, "Share a secret recipe for Freckle Juice. 1 glass make an average amount of freckles. To get like Nick and Lane, drink 2 glasses. Mix up all these things together. Stir well and drink fast. Grape juice, vinegar, mustard, mayonnaise, juice from 1 lemon, pepper and salt, ketchup, olive oil, and a speck of onion. P.S. The faster you drink it, the faster you get freckles." Andrew read the list twice. It didn't sound much like a secret recipe. His mother used those things every day. Of course, she didn't use them all together. Maybe that was the secret part. Well, he'd be paid 50 cents. He might as well find out. He climbed up the kitchen counter so he could reach on the cabinets. He found everything except the lemon, and that was in the refrigerator, and the onion. Mrs. Marcus kept the onions on the basement in a bin. Andrew ran downstairs and selected a small one, since the recipe only called for a speck. Before it felt the skin, Andrew wondered. He chose a big blue glass. He'd start with just 1 glassful and then drink another if he wanted more freckles. No point in overdoing it the first time. That's what his mother always said. Now, first, the grape juice, Andrew thought. He filled the glass with halfway and added an ice cube. All drinks taste better cold, and he was sure this one would too. Then he added the other ingredients one by one. His mother had 2 kinds of vinegars, wine vinegar and plain vinegar. Andrew picked the wine one. He put on some mustard, 1 of mayonnaise, mayonnaise, and plenty of pepper and salt. Then some ketchup. That was hard to pour. Well, what about the olive oil? His mother had vegetable oil but no olive oil. Maybe the stuff that looked like water in the olive jar was Sherman. He put on a few spoonfuls of that. Now the lemon. Andrew cut 1.5 and squeezed. Oh no, a seed dropped by mistake. He picked it up with a spoon. He hated pigeon juice. Now all needed was that speck of onion, and he was all set. He stirred up the drink and smelled it. Oh, it smelled awful, just plain awful. He had to hold his nose while he drank. He stuck his tongue into the glass to taste it. Ick! Terrible! He didn't know how he would ever manage to get it down, and fast too. It said to drink it very fast. That old Sharon, she probably thought he wouldn't be able to drink it. Well, he'd show her. He'd drink it all right. Andrew held his nose, put his head back, and gulped down Sharon's secret recipe for Freckle Juice. He felt like throwing up. It was that bad. But if he did, he'd never get freckles. No, he would be strong. Andrew kept to his mother's bedroom. He didn't feel well enough to walk. He sat on the floor in the front of the full-length mirror. He waited for something to happen. The end.